Now, on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app, O'Connor and Company.
It's 8:07 on this Friday in your nation's capital. Thanks for tuning in to O'Connor and Company on a busy morning. We're giving you a full recap of last night's debate in Norfolk between Abigail Spanberger and Winsome Earl Sears. Not even close, in my opinion. Abigail Spanberger, the mask is down. You know, the only way she can win is if she continues to try to pretend she's a moderate. And, well, as soon as she evades questions about policies and her true colors show, you can see that she's anything but. We're going to ask Glenn Youngkin, the governor of Virginia, about that coming up in 30 minutes. It's Larry O'Connor with Patrice Onwuka. Good morning, Patrice.
Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yeah, happy Friday indeed. In fact, it appears to be a cautiously happy day in the Middle East right now, specifically in Israel. As the details of this peace plan are developing in front of our eyes, the Netanyahu security team approved this yesterday. And so now what's next, and how do things look for the release of those hostages? Let's check in with International Affairs Advisor to the Prime Minister and friend of this program. We love having conversations with her. She, of course, is Caroline Glick. Good morning, Caroline. And happy days right now. Are you cautiously optimistic as well?
Well, I'm hopeful. I said to a colleague this morning, I don't think that I'm going to be able to breathe for the next 72 hours. Let's get the hostages home, and then we can all heave that sigh of relief that we've been waiting 2 years to heave. But they're not back yet, so it's looking good, though, thanks to the leadership of President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu.
I got it. You know, the exchange of these hostages, as well as the remains of those hostages who, you know, they died in captivity. They were murdered. They wouldn't have died had they not been in captivity. So let's just call it like it is. In exchange for that, your government had to release thousands of Palestinian terrorists, Hamas terrorists, and their sympathizers that you had captured during the last several years of war, a couple of years of war. Are you worried about that? That seems like a real dangerous endeavor to put these terrorists right back on the street again.
It is, and it's 1,700 Gazans that have been picked up since after October 7th, so not the ones that were involved in the barbarism of October 7th and the invasion of Israel, but subsequent to that, and more problematically is the 250 convicted terrorist murderers, some of them serving multiple sentences of life in prison, one of them 67 for killing 67 people. So, I mean, these are mass murderers. A lot of Americans actually have also been killed by these people. But, you know, the fact is that, you know, it's the price of doing deals with genocidal terrorist organizations, and we value life and they value death, and so we're getting back our life hostages and our dead hostages to bury them in the land of Israel with their families. But yeah, I mean, that's why this is just the first stage. This is, you know, what President Trump refers to as the first step of a 20-point plan. So it's it's very important to bear that in mind. This is the most urgent one because the only truly urgent matter at hand is saving the lives of the 20 live hostages. They're the ones whose lives are in imminent danger every second, not to mention that many of them are in bad medical condition because of the torture that they've undergone and the wounds that they've incurred at the hands of this murderous terrorist organization, Hamas. So that's the most important thing. And then afterwards, we'll set about achieving the other aims of the world war, not just getting our hostages back, but ending Hamas's reign in Gaza, and dismantling it as a military organization and as a political regime, and preventing Gaza from ever being a threat to Israel in the future.
So, Caroline, to pick up on that thread, I mean, this peace deal, it's not just Hamas and Israel and the United States. There are a lot of other international actors. And frankly, the way this is all crafted so carefully, you know, one leg can collapse and then it's like a domino effect. So talk to us about the different other angles, the other countries that are involved with this, and just how fragile this could potentially be.
Well, I think, again, it's very important to get past stage one, to get the most urgent matter done with, and then we can set about doing the rest of the things in due course. And so, we are continue to control Gaza through our continued physical control of most of the territory inside of the Gaza Strip. And we're going to oversee the dismantlement of Hamas, and you have a lot of partners. So what really this deal is, it's a manifestation of two things. One is the extraordinary military accomplishments of the Israeli military, of the Israeli Defense Force, and our soldiers and officers that have been fighting like lions inside of Gaza for the past 2 years. We wouldn't have gotten anywhere near where we are today without them. And the other thing is the incredible diplomatic achievements of Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Trump. And President Trump has been able to work with Prime Minister Netanyahu, Minister of Strategic Affairs Ron Dermer, and a host of Arab regimes, Arab states that are allied with the United States, among them the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and others, including Egypt and Jordan, Indonesia, other Islamic states, so that he's put together this massive coalition, even Turkey, that have, together with the United States and Israel and the Israeli military, compelled Hamas to rethink its options. Until now, Hamas thought that its best option was to keep the hostages as their ace in the hole that guarantees their survival. But because of that twin pincers of the Israeli military and President Trump and his diplomacy, they suddenly saw that their calculation was turned on its head, that the faster they free the hostages, the more likely they'll be able to survive somewhere on planet Earth.
I'd love to follow up on that. Caroline Glick is with us, International Affairs Advisor to Prime Minister Netanyahu. President Biden had nearly a year and a half after this happened on his watch, and he had all of these people in his cabinet, who have all the right resumes, went to all the right Ivy League schools, and are known as, these internationally renowned experts in this field. And they really couldn't get this done. And yet President Trump and his team, who were sort of derided as amateurs, who didn't know what they were doing, he was able to bring in this deal that both sides were cheering. I never thought that would happen. From your perspective, what was the difference here when you say President Trump's diplomatic efforts? What were those efforts? Was it because he took a personal stake in this and it became a personal relationship that he had with the leaders of the other Arab nations?
Well, it's partially that, although other presidents in the United States have touted their close ties to this person or that person. But it's more the way that he sees things, that you have this inbred class of experts who think that they know everything, but they refuse to recognize that everything that they've been trying to push on as wisdom in relation to the Middle East has been totally and completely wrong for well over a generation, more like 2 generations in the United States, is even among much of Israel's chattering classes and of course, Europe. And the concept was, Israel is America's ally, and so America has to lean on Israel, coerce Israel to make concessions to people who want to annihilate it, and then everything will be fine. And Trump said, no. Israel is our ally. If we want credibility in this region, then we stand with our ally Israel. We end this crazy arms embargo that Biden placed on Israel. We arm them to the teeth, and we support them as they pursue victory on the battlefield. And then we come to our Arab allies and we say, okay, work with us. And they respect the United States as a result. That's how we got the Abraham Accords in 2020, 4 unprecedented normalization and peace deals, better than anything that preceded it, between Israel and the states of the Persian Gulf, and that's something that's going to be, we believe, expanded significantly in the months to come as we move forward in changing the nature of the game in Gaza. In this scenario now.
We are hopeful as well, and we can't wait to see that develop. But what a great explanation there, Caroline Glick. It's like within days of this horrific, unprecedented massacre of innocent Jews on October 7th, all the international experts were leaning on Israel, saying, "Okay, you guys have to make concessions. You're the victims. You're the victims of this atrocity, and they demand that you make concessions." Thank God we got leadership here, and we're holding our breath with you. We will not exhale until we see those beautiful hostages returned home. Thanks for joining us,
Thanks,
Caroline.
Caroline.
Thank you. God bless you. Take care.